So today I'm joined by Will Creedon of short stays group Alloggio with thousands of beds under management across New South Wales and Queensland. And today's provide us with a bit of a snapshot of the tourism market following the first holiday weekend of travel post COVID lockdown. How you doing, Will?
Fantastic, thank God. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, really well, thank you. Look, we'll get straight into it. Where's the market at, Will? Obviously a challenging period, but can you provide us with a bit of a snapshot?
Yeah, of course. Look, it's the last, I suppose 10 weeks has been very, very challenging, on the back of drought and bushfires. And this weekend just gone, we had a massive leisure sugar hit. Great for cash flow. It was wonderful to see right across New South Wales, but here in particular in Newcastle and the Hunter, the reopening of cafes and restaurants and pubs, and people starting to soak up what life was like prior to March. And we saw some tremendous numbers. Sydney Basin certainly came out to play in Newcastle and the Hunter. They traveled in vast numbers. They traveled with excitement, and they spent money. Doesn't matter if it was in the cafe or in the retail shop, but they spent money, and they were in good form. They were thankful to be out. And we know there's a long winter ahead, and we know that over the next 18 months we'll have a couple of other sugar hits, and especially in regional and rural areas, the market is going to be buoyant in those leisure periods, those holiday periods. But in between, there's going to be some clouds, and we have to be buckled down and prepared for that. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, sure. So obviously, it's great to see some shoots coming through with people getting back out there and travelling. Obviously, regional for the moment. We know what's sort of gone on in the past 10 weeks. Basically, no travel whatsoever. But how much further have we got to go? What does the next 18 months look like?
Oh, look. Let's cut to the chase. Leisure, this tourism and travel is divided into many segments. Leisure is one segment, and leisure is usually strong during periods of holidays like the June long weekend, July school holidays, October long weekend, moving into Christmas. But we do know, and we're very live to the fact that any company worth the salt over the last number of weeks has brought down in their balance sheet annual leave. So there's very little annual leave out there now. So that means it's going to be very short periods of short breaks for those that are employed. And even those are going to be conscious of how they spend money. The next segment is blue collar corporate and white collar corporate. Well, right now, that's pretty much non-existent, and will be tough over the next 18 months. Companies and individuals are careful how they're spending their travel dollar, if at all. And so we have to manage that. We're hopeful that both federal and state governments will unleash huge infrastructure projects, civil engineering projects, and public infrastructure. And again, regional and rural areas across New South Wales will benefit. Hopefully here in the Hunter, we'll see some significant bringing forward of major infrastructure projects like the John Hunter, the M1 extension, etc., including Williamtown Air Base. So that's good for us. Again, they're small hits. What we're really looking for is, and hopefully this will come in the next 21, 28 days, New Zealand and Australia coming together. That will have a profound effect on us. And we're really chasing there the dollars that are usually spent from New Zealand to the States. There is over $47 billion that's spent in the States every year by New Zealand travellers. In Australia, we receive $38 billion from international tourism. So we're hoping to replace a large chunk of that with the New Zealand market. Newcastle and the Hunter is well placed, provided Air New Zealand come to the party with Williamtown. And it's looking positive. All of this is psychologically important for us. It's extremely important that we as community get out to the pubs, get out to the cafes, get out to the retail, because that's the supply chain that's going to drive our amenity and livability index, which will ultimately drive visitation. We have to make sure the supply chain is open. And not alone does it do that, but it also helps us in the community. Like believe it or not, one of the biggest things that's been hit for us in the visitor market or travel market is festivals, sporting events, cultural events, but also the support mechanism that drives those. You know, believe it or not, that local pub that sponsors the local football team provides volunteers that actually create a social fabric that allows us actually to have events. That is crucial. We need to get that back, because once we get that back, and hopefully it'll be first quarter calendar time next year when it really starts to perform, that will bring another 15 to 20% to our market. That's fantastic.
Yeah, great.
We need more of that.
More of that. Well, look, we'll leave it there for now, but it'd be great to have you back on in the next few weeks just to keep a pulse on what's going on in the tourism market. And I'm sure there's plenty to talk about, and we could talk for ages. But thanks very much for joining us today, Will, and we'll talk to you soon.
God bless you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.